Welcome to Monday's Miracle Moment. I'm Reverend Diane Lund, and as always, this week we've sent an inspirational card to your email, and I'm going to share that card with you right now. Here's this week's card, and it says, "The ego is the part of the mind that believes in division." One more time, very simple. The ego is the part of the mind that believes in division. So there's always two voices that are speaking to us when we live in a physical body, and that is the voice of the ego, or voice of fear, and the voice of the Holy Spirit, which is the voice for love. And so my students often ask me, "Diane, how can I tell the difference between the two? How do I know which voice is speaking to me?" Well, there's no way to really know this but to practice. You have to listen to what you're hearing and then pause and ask yourself, is what I am hearing coming from a fearful place? Is fear thinking at its root? And then fear is always about separation and division. It's always about separating or moving away from others. Where the voice of the Holy Spirit is always rooted in love, and it's always about coming together, bringing things back into unity or wholeness or holiness. So it does take practice. For me, it's been a lifetime practice. The simplest way is just to, if you get this little urge like, I'm not sure that I should do that, and you go ahead and do it anyways, and afterwards you think to yourself, I knew I shouldn't have done that. Well, that was the voice of the ego speaking to you, and you knew you really shouldn't follow it, but you went against your better judgment and you did. But don't worry, that's how we learn here on the dualistic plane. We have to experiment. We have to try. We have to see, how do we feel? So it does take some reflection with what you're thinking. So once again, the voice of the ego was born when we thought we separated from God, when we had the thought, is there something other than wholeness? And we thought we divided for God or separated from God. And the ego's voice was born, and it just keeps repeating this idea that we're separated, that we're alone, that we need to build barriers between us. During this COVID time, you can see it all over. This ego thought is being reinforced and reinforced. Not that we shouldn't stay safe or distant, but it is creating a feeling of separation and distance. So it takes some good practice with our minds and with our hearts to feel that even, behind masks or separated from each other, we are all one connected, and we can feel the unity if we want to. We just have to remember how much we love each other. That love doesn't go away because you're not physically close to somebody. You can love people even when they've passed. My dad passed many years ago, and I still feel great love for him and feel him close at times. So in this time, what a wonderful practice. Am I hearing the voice of the ego, which is the voice for division and separation, or am I hearing the voice of love, which is asking us all to come together, to unite, and to feel the wholeness or the holiness of who we are? That's it for this week. Thank you so much for joining me. If you have a comment, please leave it below. I always love to hear from you. Bye for now.